Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a look at the price action of Zilliqa, as Zilliqa continues to look bullish regardless of Bitcoin's pullback just a couple days ago. So how strong are these bulls? Can they push Zilliqa up to higher levels, or do we need a little bit more patience as Zilliqa continues to find its footing as well as consolidating at higher levels? I'm going to man my battle station over here, pull up some charts, and show you what I'm looking at. Alright, Zilliqa here up on the daily chart. And I think Zilliqa has defended itself very well regardless of the dump the overall market saw just a couple days ago. Toggling into the price action here, I see that there's been 0 daily candle body closures below the bottom side of this liquid zone, coming in around 5.5 cents, and not even a daily candle body closure below the top side that's coming in around the 6 cent mark. And for those of you following along with my videos, you know that I use these liquid zones as very major areas of interest, and I use them to map the overall outsides of the macro ranges. I do consider anything between these two liquid zones as overall greater consolidation. Yes, this is a savage range and is not for the squeamish, but it is a trader's paradise. I can see that there's also been a very nice reaction off the 55 exponential moving average, and basically Zilliqa's right back inside this overall consolidation range, which I would say that this bull flag is still very much intact, at least at the time of recording. I see that the volume is very lackluster as Zilliqa tries to make stabs to the downside, and the bulls are just right there to scoop up the price action. It's also very notable that there is now 3 stabs of hidden bullish divergence present as Zilliqa continues just to go, to put these daily candle body closures along the top side of this liquid zone. You can see that back here was the last notable pivot point on the market, which the RSI had a higher read and is now printing lower reads as Zilliqa continues to put in this higher low, essentially signaling that the bears are just running out of ammunition at this point in time. They're trying harder and harder to push it down, but the bulls just are not letting that happen. They're just defending all these key areas. Stochastics down below here are still under a little bit of pressure, and they are coming into contact with the edge of the bearish control zone, so I would like to see those get crossed back to the upside sooner than later. Down below in the MACD, it looks like the histogram is losing some of its negative momentum, but the moving averages are still pretty much aggressively sloped to the downside at the time of recording. Zilliqa definitely still has its work cut out for it, as it is opening and closing daily candle bodies below the 21. But as long as it stays above the top side of this liquid zone here, I do think that over time Zilliqa has a very strong chance at picking itself back up. I'd like to see some daily candle body closures coming in around the 7 cent mark to the 7.5 cent mark, and then I think that could initiate some moves back up to here. I'm actually going to put a horizontal in here that we can all pay attention to right around here. So getting any daily candle body closures up above the 7 cent mark, I think a test of pretty close to 8 cents. So I'd say 0.078 cents will likely be initiated. Getting daily candle body closures up above that, then likely a test of the bottom side of this liquid zone coming in at close to the 9 cent mark. If Zilliqa gets any daily candle body closures above the top side of this liquid zone here, coming in at around 9.5 cents, I'd like to see that happening on some nice, strong, convincing volume, such as what we see back here. Then I think Zilliqa will be positioning itself for another major rip to the upside. Being that this is a daily chart, I do think that things are going to take a little while to play out. You can also see, too, that before Zilliqa started its parabolic run here, you can see how contracted the moving averages all became before fanning out and really pushing this thing to the upside. You can see that the moving averages are all fanned away from each other right now. The 10, 21, and 30 are intertwining with each other. So perhaps Zilliqa does do some sideways movements here between this horizontal here and the top side of this liquid zone before finding its footing and making those honest efforts to the upside. But of course, being cryptocurrency, anything's possible at any given point. If Zilliqa starts to close any daily candle bodies below 5.5 cents, below this 55 exponential moving average, as well as the bottom side of this liquid zone here, then I think there would be a test, probably a pretty quick test of the 5 cent mark. The 89 exponential moving average is coming into confluence with that. So I do think that would probably be a pretty nice bounce at the very least, and could even just get Zilliqa back into the range where it's trading right now. As of right now, Zilliqa is just pretty much sideways in this range, but those are the two scenarios that I do see present, and all in all, Zilliqa to me is actually looking quite good. Now we're gonna have to see what Bitcoin does coming into the new trading week. If I quickly toggle up the Bitcoin chart here. For those of you that were paying attention to my last videos, you know that I was looking for a test of the 55 exponential moving average. I see that Bitcoin literally tested that almost perfectly. And I remind myself, this is not a crystal ball by any stretch of the imagination, but I do use these moving averages for very good reason, as a lot of the times they come into confluence with Fibonacci levels, but a lot of bots and algorithms will be programmed to these as well. And it's very quick to find out if those bots and algorithms are on the buy side or the sell side of these moving averages. And in this case here, you can see that this was bought up very quickly with a very nice wick. And I was looking for a test of the bottom side of this liquid zone, and I see that we got a little more than that. I see that Bitcoin got a close inside that, but it did close candles below the 10, 21, and 30. And as of right now, this daily candle that still has 7.5 hours left in the trading session is still inside this liquid zone here, but is flirting with a potential close below that. If Bitcoin gets a daily candle body closure, around the 32,200 mark, then perhaps it can sort itself back up and get back within this range here. If Bitcoin gets back up into this range here and moves sideways, then overall, I think the alts could have themselves a very nice run to the upside, not only covering ground on their Tether dollar pairings, but also doing some significant progress against their Satoshi pairings as well. But Bitcoin's still under pressure here. Obviously, I'm not bearish on Bitcoin or anything else in the market. I would have to see Bitcoin do a lot more damage than it's done. And I know historically speaking, Bitcoin can certainly do these 40% corrections even under bullish conditions. And as of right now, it's done a 32%. So this could be a potential pivot on the market shaping up for us. But I do need to see price action get up a little bit higher. But if it was to do anything to the 40%, to the tune of 40%, you can see that actually comes down to this 89 rate here, which is 39% from these wicks and the top side of the liquid zone here. So yeah, sure, Bitcoin could roll over here and come down and test that still. And I still overall wouldn't be bearish on it. I'd be still macro bullish. But perhaps if it does that, it could cause the alts to bleed in the short term. But as of right now, there's a very strong case that Bitcoin's picking itself back up, which is going to give the altcoins plenty of opportunity to rip to the upside. So that's what I'm hoping for coming into the trading week on Monday. Being that these are daily charts, we're just going to have to be patient and see how things play out over the next couple weeks, maybe even only a week. I mean, clearly things are quite volatile and they're moving a lot faster, which is quite fun to say the least. Anyways, you guys, hope you got some value out of today's video. Thank you so much for coming by, subscribing, commenting, and checking out this video. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and have yourselves a powerful day.